Meow 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 meow. Meow 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 meow. I forgot to start the bot. Man, I'm so absent-minded right now. I'm so absent-minded. Crazy. Yum, 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 yum. Where's the reading section? Let's close this. Let's close this. Minimize this. Get Tower of God ready. I'm zooming through these today. I'm going to zoom through these. Oui, je m'appelle Pyro. Last week, Bum suddenly was like, I don't care if Endorsi is damaged, hurt, injured, or something. This is her chess piece. Those chess pieces are completely worthless and have no reason to exist, but this is Endorsi's chess piece. And Gustang, you don't take something that belongs to others. No, 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 no. Oh my god, I hate his character so much. If you can even call him a character. Like, he's just... He's nothing. He's just stupid, no brain, whatever. I want Gustang to kill him. I see. In that case, go ahead and stop me if you can. Foolish though it may seem to you, this is the path that I've chosen. You're welcome to try to stop me if you dare. Just like your mother once did as well. Rumble, rumble, rumble. Have it your way then. The battle between the fam leaders, Traumerei versus Gustang 6. We're also jumping between like different arc names. Like, we're now in Traumerei vs. Gustang 6, but the one before that wasn't called Traumerei vs. Gustang 5, which is still just a weird decision. I admire your boldness, because you're quite bald, but you're not quite strong enough yet. Didn't you learn that during your fight with Dumas? You're in over your head. This battle is too much for you. Fire! I'm on fire! Fucking idiot, you deserve it so much. Now go. Yes, Lord Gustang. Stop right there! How in the world is he standing there in those flames? Why would you give someone like him the opportunity to decide the fate of your families? I don't understand how the leader of a family could do such a thing. Why? Why? Mark my words. You're going to regret this later. You appear to be mistaken about something irregular. What? I know very well what the right decision is. In fact, doing the right thing was once my greatest obsession in life. And yet, all I ever got in return were regrets. So now, I'd like to try making decisions that I know I'll regret instead. The kind of decisions that are tossed away like old cigarette butts. Doesn't really make much sense to me. Like, you want to do something that you know that you will regret? That just sounds stupid. Like, why? Why would you do that? I don't think it makes any sense at all to want to regret something. Does he just want to end the world, see the world burn? What do you mean? No! Oh, there's a disconnect. Huh? And there's the horny dragon. And the clown man. Our little villager. Traumerei! Did you wipe out all my creatures? Of course. Of course. I can't believe you actually tried to fight me with those pathetic things. What about the chess piece? Where is it? Someone named Belerier took it. What? Belerier has both families' kings. Unbelievable. I certainly didn't expect this. Go after him, Valhalla! You're not going anywhere. That vermin Belerier is going to use that chess piece to achieve what he wants. I'm the one you must fight right now, Traumerei, not that little bug. Listen, irregular. Yes? Do you want to stop that creature, Belrier? Of course! Then let me propose something. Why don't you join the Lopobia family? What? Are you still going on about that? I don't mean marriage. You can do as you please regarding that. You're taking part in this game as a third party. You don't belong to any family. But what if you were to switch sides and join the Lopobia family during the game? Think about it. You would end up with both Lopobia and Pobido's chess pieces, and earn the right to enter the arena. Join the Lopobia family and catch that maggot Belerier. Then steal the chess piece from him and enter the arena. If you did that, you'll all be free, and we can begin the duel. If you accept my proposal, I'll save that woman over there from dying. With her power, you can catch Belerier much more easily. Do you trust me? Do you trust me? I despise everything you stand for. What if I threw away the chess piece on purpose or tried to destroy it? I don't trust anyone. But I'd rather you have the chess piece than allow the fate of the two families to be decided by a pathetic nobody like Belerier. As usual, I merely give orders to others. Well, will you do it? Alright, I really don't want to, but I'll join the Lopobia family, at least temporarily. You can call me Lopobia Viol, or Lopobia Bum, whatever you like. This was not something I ever saw coming. I never saw this coming. Is it good? No, it is. I don't even know what it is. It's something, that's for sure. Is it good? Is it bad? I don't even know. No, I don't even know. Very well. I accept you as a member of our family. Now go. And the least deadly wound in Tower of God, getting pierced through your entire body. Huh? What happened? Where's the chess piece? And Dorsey? At least Traumerei is acting like a good support and making sure that Baum isn't getting hurt. And Dorsey, are you okay? When are you going to learn your place? I told you, this game is beyond you. Hold on. Get the two of them out of here. He's crying. He does not want to do any of this shit anymore. He just wants to be dead already. This man is like so many Tower of God readers. He does not want to help Traumerei. He does not want to work with Belerier. He does not want to do anything anymore. He just wants it to be over. At least Endorse is showing her booty again. Bob, give me your hands. Okay. Huh? The bonbon isn't working. Oh no, is bonbon broken? Now that would completely negate the usage that Endorsey ever had since the story started ramping up in power. What's going on? Let them go, Gustang. This is horrible. No. This is literally horrible. This is just horrible. So are they implying that Gustang had a way to interfere with the bonbon working? Is it because he has a connection to the workshop? Is it because he knows how to do things? I mean, as you can see, when now Traumerei started using his disconnect things to like keep them outside of, I don't know, Gustang's sort of area of effect, then the bonbon started working again. But you know what that means? Gustang, and probably everybody who's on a similar level than him, Okay, let's give the benefit of the doubt and say it's only family heads who should be able to do like something like that to interfere with Bongbong. But that would literally mean that back when Kun literally fooled Traumerei over his chess match and everything, he could have just stopped Endorsi's Bongbong activation and murdered Kun and Endorsi right there. But no, he didn't. Because I guess maybe the idea of interfering with Bongbong wasn't in Sio's mind yet. He thought, nah, plot isn't good enough. Let's save them. Let's give them plot armor again. And maybe disconnect also is something he just randomly pulled off his arts and was never in any way teased to be like Traumerei's thing. It fits with his personality and everything, but if that's something that he's capable of and that's his power and everything, then how could Kun escape? How could Endorsian escape? Traumerei and like Gustang being able to interfere with the Bongbong activation and Traumerei being able to interfere with the interference is horrible, because that is just another, not plot hole, but just like another thing that makes something that happened in the past worse. Toxic, 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 toxic. It finally worked! Valhalla! Help those creatures escape. It's also funny. He's calling them creatures, right? Because they're insignificant to him. They are not as good. They are not worth as much as him. Do you know who also talks like that? Ruck. Because also, Ruck, he doesn't think of any of his comrades as actual comrades. They are just emergency rations, because Ruck calls all of them turtles. He doesn't care about them. He wants them all only so that he can eat them later. He's not friends with them, because otherwise he would call them by their names, right? Hello, Ouroboros Cats. Welcome to the stream. I hope you had a nice day, and it's going to get nicer from here on out. I'm already ranting quite a lot because there have been multiple things that have me annoyed just in the first half of this chapter. They managed to get away, did they? Outside the swarm of the ancient fish. And there's Belleria Kudu. Huh? I can see it. There's the arena. I sure wish this body could fly. Oh well, I guess it can't be helped. So this is Enkidu speaking right now. At least I have this power. Oh, he's using bungee gum. He's using the bungee gum. Hey, look at them. Both of them are bleeding from the stomach because Bum got entirely pierced through the stomach and then Dorsey got pierced entirely through the stomach, and now they're like rocking the partner look. Yippee! There he is. Get him, Bum. Those two escape. Damn it. Why the hell can't you fly? I'm sorry, I can't fly, really? Stomp. Yeah, look at Bum attacking like he wasn't even exhausted from the battle against Dumas. Like, oh my god. He's moving around like he didn't even battle at all. He is moving around like he wasn't near death like 4 times already. He's moving around like he didn't battle at all. Whoopee! Couple outfits. Woo! And look at this. This arrow pierced through the stomach of Enkidu Bellerir, one of the most deadly wounds in Tower of God. Oh shit. I'm losing control over this body. Need to get back into the vines at all costs. Grabs some of the tentacles and gets into the vine. He's trying to escape into the vines with the chess piece. Oh, what an astute observation, Bum. What an astute observation. Why is it so hard to catch that guy? Because he's an advanced ranker. And you're like a C rank or B rank regular. And Bum is an irregular that is comparable to at least rankers, but like, I don't know. Like, if he was completely healthy, yes, I would say he would win against Belerier and Enkidu. I would probably even say that, yeah. But he isn't completely healthy. He was doing a whole lot of shit already in this arc. He was dying so many times, and then he just stood up, and it's like nothing happened at all. Like, the recovery speed of these characters is just so stupid. It's so hard to catch that guy. Come on, let's go after him. Got it. Rapide. Oh, my eye's itching. My eye's itching. My eye's itching. Ugh. Come back to me. Oh, is he wearing Rapid like an armor now? That's a cool concept. 7 animals that I command share my power. Among them, the 3 sea dragons in particular receive the largest share of power. Oh, he's doing a similar thing than Bam does with Leviathan, right? Would have been cool if we saw Traumerei do this first, because then the Leviathan transformation would have made more sense. Because now we see that the thing that Bam does with Leviathan's power is actually something that Traumerei can do with any of the 3 dragons. But now it's like, the thing with Leviathan just happened out of nowhere, and now this is being shown like, oh yeah, it was always a thing that Traumerei could do as well. Are you recalling the power you shared with them? That's right. Keep this in mind. Once the power is back in my hands, I'll be even stronger than before. Look at the cannon. It looks like a Gaster Blaster from Sans Undertale. I mean, it doesn't exactly look like that because it still has like a dragon head and everything. But it really reminds me of the Gaster Blaster from Undertale. It's a cool design. As always, the designs in Tower of God are the strongest part of the entire thing. There's the Booba Dragon. Boom, 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 boom! Is it exploding? Is it charging up? Is it beaming? Okay, Traumerei close the distance, but Gustang is also going for the whack with the whacking stick. And there comes the one punch. But the whacking stick is also right next to the face. It's going to be the classic exchange of like both getting hit at the same time, right? Like the Clash exchange where both hitting each other in the face. Smack. Nope, it seems like only Gustang hit him. I love his white suit. Yeah, Gustang got that rip. He didn't even try to dodge the attack. Okay, so I guess Traumerei didn't hit him or is still going for an attack? Let me make something very clear. Despite what you might think, I don't like avoiding fights. And I'm not a coward. Is he biting into Gustang's arm, body? Is that what it seemed like there? Because we see like the book here and like the teeth from the dragon thing, and it seems like it's gnawing into something, which can only be like Gustang's arm. Okay, he's cutting off Gustang's left arm, I guess. That's major damage on a family head. Splatter. There goes the arm with the book. It's a cool book. I would buy it if that was like dropped as a notebook merchandise thing. I would totally buy it as a merchandise thing. Get my guard down. I think it's so funny that the family head like loses his arm and it's just like, I let my guard down. But he's not like, he's not screaming in pain. He's not really worried or anything. He's just like, I let my guard down. Whip, 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 whip. Who is it that made a tear so high up in the firmament? Did the book just open by itself? Born of the Heavenly Father, it is the name of the sun who would become the blade of the wind and rip apart the firmament. It seems like Gustang still has control over his arm, a book he couldn't let go of. Yeah, it seems like he still has control over the arm even though it got separated. because like the book opened up and he's using like the words inside of the book to summon something else. Now tear through the firmament and come out. Unos. What is Unos? What in the Gear 5 is this smoke cloud? Unos? Like in the first? Like a major deity? I have no idea what I'm seeing here. It looks menacing. Like it seems like something is ripping through the wall of Holan. It's backing Traumerei up. Like, look at this gigantic face and mouth. So funny. Like, arm literally cut off and it's just floating there, still holding the book. Behold, the emissary of the spirits that have broken through the firmament and descended upon our world. That's the end of the story. The chapter. Oh yeah, right. Gusting also dropped the thing of like he knew that he was the son of Arlene. But was it ever mentioned? Was it mentioned? I forgot that. In the early days where we saw Gusting, if I'm correct, it must have been quite some time. Okay, I guess in chapter 297, I must have forgotten that. But it's just like overall, Tower of God is just doing whatever. Lopobia, bam, let's go. No, don't say his good name. Lopobia, we all should take this burden. What good name? He's literally just pure garbage. There's nothing good about Bum. He's a hypocrite who rather wanted endorse you to die than like accept that Gusting has the freaking chess piece. Bum has no value in that chess piece, but he rather would have left Endorsey to die. He rather would have left... He left Kun and Rak with the person he was just fighting to the death with and trusted him that he should go to the family heads. Like, this guy is utterly stupid. I don't know. There's a lot going on and a lot of bad things. It's her, even if she's... It's hers, even if she's dying. It's her chess piece. I'm not going to allow anybody else to have her chess piece. I don't care if she's alive, but it's her chess piece. Ugh, God. He's such an annoying character. Like, the Gusting Traumerei fight was cool. The Unos thing looks to be interesting, but I have no idea. I really think, like, there is going to be a lot of bad thing going on. Tower of God is dropping in quality. It's like going on the seesaw of like, well, these chapters are good. Oh, these chapters are garbage. Oh, these chapters are pretty good. Nah, these chapters are garbage. I really hope it's going to capture itself because, like, at least when people were thinking like God of High School was like not as good anymore, it's like it ended at some point. But Tower of God is like nowhere close to be over. It is basically at a halfway point? I don't fucking know. Maybe not at a halfway point, maybe only 1/3. Stakes are just so low. Pum Party survives everything. Yep, there's no threats. It's almost like, you know what? Tiara died. But who cares? Like, Tiara is a cool character, don't get me wrong. But who cares if Tiara dies? She got introduced one arc before, and then she got killed the next arc. And it wasn't even like a dramatic death. It was just like, oh, she dead. Like, huh? Like, she just got decapitated and it was over. Like, I don't know. We need somehow... This series almost needs like a soft reboot kind of thing. Like, we need to see a lot of things change. I don't know. Even if, like, there's no consequence of Bum, like, his fight against Dumas. He still doesn't look... He's not weakened. Doesn't seem to be out of stamina. He's, like, just running around just like he never even fought like the second strongest person in the Pobido family. He's just running around. Make there some consequence. I don't know. Even if he lost like a hand, if he lost like an ear, if he lost anything, there would have been some sort of consequence. Like losing an arm, losing a hand, an ear doesn't really matter in any shape or form, because with Shinsu bullshit power, he can basically say, oh, I just formed a new ear out of Shinsu and I can hear just like normal if I had 2 ears. But there was nothing. It does have good moments though. It's so good to binge, but hard to read weekly. I don't even know if this would be much better to read binging. Just because I'm so disliking the current developments of chapters and whatnot, I really don't know if this would be much better if I was binge reading it, and I don't even want to attempt binge reading it to see like if it would be better. I did not enjoy this more than last week's chapter, but it's only like a tiny bit worse than last week's chapter. I'm so done with this. Was today's chapter that bad? Depends on who you're asking. There's probably some people who enjoyed the showdown that Gustang and Traumerei had. It was pretty cool, but it's in the end it also is just weird that Bam got away, even though Gustang and Traumerei were fighting like that. I would expect that even though like they are facing off against each other, like Bam and Dorsey would just be collateral damage that dies in like a snap of a finger or a second. So I feel like them getting away is weird again, and Dorsey just healing from the like literal stab through her entire body is also like once again making death and like wounds and injuries seem less significant. The Unos thing, which Gustang summoned, seemed pretty cool. Like the chapter was not like horrible. It's just like Tower of God continues to open like holes and issues and things that it didn't even need. Like Gustang being able to interrupt Bongbong flying away. That never happened. Nobody was capable of doing this. And by nobody, I literally mean nobody. Which means Gustang is capable of that, but even he didn't stop Bongbong from flying away some time ago, because this isn't the first time he met Bongbong, I think. He did not stop it some other times. So, I don't know. And Traumerei then being able to interfere with the interference that the Bongbong flies away means that in like thinking about it, if Traumerei can interfere with the interference of Bongbong flying away, that means he should also be able to interfere with Bongbong flying away himself. But he didn't. At times, like when Kun cheated against him chess, and then Kun ran out at his normal human speed and was like, and Dorsey, now use Bongbong to fly away. And then they flew away with Bongbong. Like, Traumerei noticed that Kun was cheating, but he couldn't react in time. While Kun was running away, couldn't react in time, while Kun was talking with Dorsey and couldn't interfere with Bongbong flying away, but Gustang can interfere with Bongbong flying away in an instant? Even though, like, Traumerei is known for, like, this disconnect thing now that can interfere with things, separate things from other places? Isn't that all his thing, to interfere with, like, disconnect things, to keep things in certain places? Them sparing Bum at least makes sense, because Bum is what both want, but Dorsey has no right to still be alive. Yeah, Bum is, like, one thing, But it's funny because Bum didn't even care about Endorsi, right? Bum was like, I want that chess piece, as Endorsi was on the ground bleeding out. So it's not like there was no need for Traumerei to even heal Endorsi because Bum didn't care. Bum didn't want her to be healed in the moment. Bum didn't care. He just wanted the chess piece. So if Traumerei was like, go get that thing, Bum would be like, okay. It's like, I don't know. He didn't care about Endorsi's well-being. And it doesn't even fit his character. I'm so done. I don't know. I don't know how Tower of God can still save itself. Like after season 1 and after like most of season 2 actually. Season 2 had its problems, we all know that. But still season 2 was still good. So after finishing season 1, I would have rated Tower of God like a high 7, almost 8 out of 10. After season 2, I would have ranked it down to like a 7.5 or like something, like 7.5 to 7. But now, what is the last time I ranked Tower of God? Is it... Not those, it's a bit lower, it has to be. Is it this one? No, it must be, there must be a newer one. Is there something like called TOG 33? Nope. 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 There's TOG 33. Yeah, I dropped Tower of God to a 6. Like, it dropped all the way from my potential of saying, like, it was an 8 or something to, like, being a 6. But I would go as far as saying, like, it could be a 5 as well. Like, if I was being harsh. Like, if I was being nice, I was like, the beginning was good, it's now in a hard phase, but it still has its good moments. And 6 seems fair. But if I was actually being harsh, like, a 5 would also be okay. The characters really act as the plot needs them to, not as they have been portrayed so far. They are not characters anymore, as they are all plot devices. Like, that's something I hated Hwaryun for all the time. Hwaryun is not a character. Hwaryun always appears when Siu needs her as a plot device. It's always like, Bum or somebody else like, I don't know where to go. How can I get out of this situation? What is the next step that I should do? And suddenly Hwaryun is there and be like, you should do this. It's like, Hwaryun is just Siu basically saying the character, oh yeah, you need to go here next. This is where the next arc will take place. Hwaryun is not a character. She's just like shoving people into the plot direction. And there's no character at all. All of them are just marionettes being moved around by Siu at the moment. They are not characters anymore. They are just puppets to play with around. Like, a character in a story is supposed to be like their own person. Like, you can see their personality and it should make sense why they are doing things. But that has been lost for a long time. I like the bits where they aren't fighting. Fights are pretty, but so long. Yeah, the fights are going on for so long, which almost makes them feel less impactful. But you can still make a good... You can still make a fight feel good, feel impactful, even though it might be long. Like, the problem isn't technically that they are too long. The problem is that we feel like there's nothing going... It's nothing happening. Like, they're blasting out these huge, big attacks, but there's almost... They're bleeding a bit. They're still standing there. They're summoning the next big creature. Traumara, like Gustang died once, but he's back again. Gustang lost an arm, but the arm does still seem to be working normally. I don't know. TOG used to be my favorite manhwa 3 years ago when I first read it, though I didn't read many of them at the time. Then I read Kubera, and all of a sudden I realized how many problems TOG had. Though Tower of God really took a dip down in quality at the same time as at the same time I was reading Kubera Lema. Yeah, for me, Tower of God wasn't like one of... I did read like season 1 very early, but I didn't continue for season 2. I watched season 1 of the anime and then reread season 1, but didn't continue to season 2. And then I reread season 1 on stream and continued all the way to here. So I basically reread season 1 like 4 times. And I have to say, I enjoyed season 1 every time. But I think if I reread season 3 4 times, I would just spot more and more problems, and I would just be annoyed more and more. I don't think that the good parts of season 3 outweigh the bad parts of season 3. I just don't think that's the case, which is quite sad. I'm a Wangnan fan, but he hasn't shown since forever. And I can agree with you. He's a cool guy, and I would be interested in seeing his story. But, Aurora, would you... Aurora Bora. Aurora. Would you even want Wangnan to reappear at this stage? Like, what can he do? What can... Like, he would just be in the way. Like, he's a cool character, but imagine for what unforsaken reason Wangnan was here right now. If he was here right now, he would just be a problematic situation. He would not add anything. It would be interesting to see like these revolutionary people interact with him. Like the revolutionary guy who is his brother, the boss, the big boss. Maybe you could have like a side thing, like another side thing, because there's not enough side things already, where you can literally see like Wangnan talk with his brother, like the first encounter with one of his brother again after the encounter with Karaka, and then Wangnan learning from the revolutionary team like what's going on there. But that would be an interesting plot point, right? And we can't have that in Tower of God. That would actually be a good plot point, but as I said, there's still too much going on. The side characters were great, but it being the Bum show is why it's problematic now. He would just be an NPC compared to Bum Power. I would love to see Wangnan again, but with his own plot, nothing to do with these events, and with good writing. Like a side story, right? Karaka, yeah, Karaka too is interesting. Yeah, the more we learned about Karaka, he was just like jealous of Bum being Jinsung's new student. He didn't want to Bum to be like the new thing and everything. All his coolness just got lost over time, which is so sad. And I don't know. Then are we also forgetting that freaking Yama is currently in this war? Like, Yama is somewhere around here. Freaking Dawn is somewhere around here. Freaking Smiley Face guy is somewhere out here. Yuri just flew away. I don't even know where Kaiser's dad is anymore. I think they flew away with... Are they with freaking Karasu? No, not Karasu. What's his name? Red mask guy who was also like one of the top guys from Lopobia. I don't know. Nah, main story with Wangnan. He's the season 2 MC. Stames the one, but would that mess up the pacing after all the high level fights? No, I don't mean side story in that way. I mean like, give him his own webtoon. And that's what I meant with side story. Like a spin-off or something. Like, give me the story of what Wangnan is doing right now as a spin-off webtoon. I mean like, do whatever you want in Tower of God. I lost interest. But give me a spin-off story where we can see what Wangnan has been up to since we last have seen him like 4 years ago or whatever. Wouldn't that be cool? I feel like that would be cool. I don't think CU can handle 2 stories at the same time with his health and all. Sounds like a skill issue to me. You know what you should do? Get good. My goat could never. I liked it, but I'm a Wangnan shill. You know why I'm saying things like that? I'm the biggest PTJ shill ever. Like PTJ. Park Tae-jun. That's it. Park Tae-jun is the author of Lookism, Viral Hits, Questism, and so many other stories. But when he noticed, ooh, doing so many stories by myself is so hard, but I want to expand my world and do cool things, expand the universe. You know what he did? Like what any professional artist, professional story writer could do if they have support and a lot of money? He started a company. He started the PTG company. And that PTJ company is supporting him in making those webtoons. Yes, he is not doing all the art, he's not doing all the story, but he supervises things. And he's still like the main guy for Lookism, but he's also helping out with other things and making sure that they are going the way that he intended it. But if people want to do stories, they can also run it by him, and then he can be like, oh my god, it makes so much sense, it's such a cool concept, it can totally be done. PTJ is peak. I know that there's also red string and super string from like the YLab thing, which I also need to look into. But PTJ is amazing. And if any of you haven't read Lookism, Viral Hits, or Questism yet, you should get into those. You can, like, let me bring out the notepad. Text. PTJ. Carnby. Oh, it's the Sweet Home offer. PDJ stories. Now let's make it smaller. Let's make it. That's way too small. Make it 72. Okay. I read Lookism. The genre shift to gangland mafia turf was unexpected though. Yeah, that's like a big shift. Some people hate it. I personally still think it's like a cool story, but it did completely switch from it was at the very beginning. But that happens to a lot of stories. Basically, Lookism was at first like a story about judgment and like getting bullied for being different, looking different, or something like that. But then it shifted into like gang and fighting and other shit. But it still sometimes handles like the problems of being different, but it mainly has become a fighting webtoon, and it has become one of the best fighting webtoons to exist. Like, you have Lookism, you have Viral Hits, you have Questism, you have Manager Kim, you have My Life as a Loser and My Life as a Loser 2, you have That Mansion, you have Loser Coin, you have, I'm forgetting one, Lookism, Viral Hit, Questism, Manager Kim, My Life as a Loser, That Mansion, Loser Coin. What am I? I'm forgetting one. There's multiple, but not everything is translated into English. Lookism, Viral Hit, Questism, Manager Kim, My Life as a Loser, My Life as a Loser 2, That Mansion, Loser Coin. Which one am I forgetting? ETJ Comics. Oh yeah, there's Juvenile Offender, I think is the name. Juvenile Offender. Yeah, Juvenile Offender. technically there's also Bike XX, but Bike XX is not from is not playing like in the same universe. There's also something called anti-smoking campaign, but I don't think it's the same universe. Death Row Boy and something. I think that's most of them. I might be forgetting one that's completely obvious, but these are like big ones. Sweet Homie did other two, and he has a group he collabed with, like City of Sorcerer has multiple POVs. True, lots of people love it. Depends on taste. Like the recent arc in Lookism was, I think, my favorite webtoon arc I've ever read. I cannot talk too much because it's like a major ending point for something in the story, but it's like something incredibly cool. If you want Lookism, like Lookism is your at the start it's like slice of life, comedy, wholesome, like teaching you lesson about treating people the same you want to be treated, not judge them for appearance and other things they can't do anything about. But then it shifts over into gang fights and like one of the best fighting comics ever. So if that's what you want, and also you need to get through the early chapters with like a bit of worse art. Viral Hit is just also, it's also like a story about learning to defend yourself against your bullies and bringing down the crime syndicate. Questism is also basically like being able to defend yourself, but then also like just being able to protect the people that are important to you, and being just growing and more powerful and winning battles, because all of these are fighting comics. Manager Kim is a story about a North Korean person who, or I don't even know what his, I think he was raised and trained in North Korea, but escaped to South Korea, got trained by South Korea, infiltrated North Korea again, and now we see him as an adult managing life, doing not quests, like doing jobs for his company and stuff, but also making sure that everyone he cares for is safe. If you want one that is not as much about fighting, My Life as a Loser is not that much about fighting. It's more about also like redemption and understanding problems that you might have caused to others, giving people a second chance at improving themselves and stuff like that. Then if you finish My Life as a Loser, you could technically read Loser Coin, because Loser Coin is like not a sequel, but it plays after it, and it's like it only is like cameo connected to My Life as a Loser. And Loser Coin is like the one that has the least amount of fighting, and it's basically just a story about finding yourself, not being used by others, being yeah. That Mansion is also just about fighting and maybe becoming your own person and escaping the grasp of the people who want to control you. And Juvenile Offender is a lot about revenge, because the main character, like, his life got messed up by a lot of people, and you like just want to get revenge on them. So it's just like your classic revenge type of story. There's something for everyone in PTJ. I can only recommend you to spot like one of those stories. I like Study Group. That is a dude wanting a study group and fighting gangs because he wants a study group. Well, they do have issues. I think I read like 60 chapters of Study Group before it even came to Webtoon on other places. I like it. Like, that's also why it was in the debate of something I would read next after, like, instead of like Kubada, for example. But it didn't win. But Study Group is a cool series. It's also like from a cool universe that's all connected, like with Hanlin, Jim, and all these different ones that are in the story. So all these are good stories to recommend. I would recommend them all to you. Yes. Some of them, like My Life as a Loser 1, is obviously finished because there's a sequel. Loser Coin is finished. And Viral Hit is finished. So reading them on Webtoon is hard. But you know your ways. Juvenile Offender is about to finish, but I recommend all these stories. Really? yeah, they're let me bring this up for you because it's some people might not know. Study group universe YLab. Here, it's part of the Blue String universe. Let me remove the PTJ thing right now, and let me remove the red filter for a second. We don't have much longer. PTJ stands for Park Tae-jun. PTJ Comics. It stands for... It's basically just an abbreviation of the author of the story. Where does it show his name? Ugh, I'm not finding it. Let me just search up Lookism. Here. The author is named Park Tae-jun. And PTJ. It's his company, so the company is just called PTJ. Park Tae-jun. And back to Study Group. Study Group is a YLab comic, and it's part of the Blue String universe. If you look at all the Blue String universe webtoons, you can see that there is Friendly Competition, Get Schooled, Hanlim Gym, Juvenile Prison, King Game, My Bad Boyfriend, Student Peace Council, Study Group, The Age of the Barbarous, The Great War, The World is Money and Power, To Not Die. All these are playing in the same universe. The Blue String universe, in which Study Group is an even more extensive universe than the PTJ one. Some of those you might have heard of, because Get Schooled is quite popular, The World is Money and Power is quite popular, Study Group is, and at least I've heard some of the other names. Okay, so apparently, like, you can see also the importance. Like, Study Group, Get School, and To Not Die are super connected to a lot of things. The World's Money and Power, Hanlim Gym, and The Age of the Barbarous is also somewhat connected to other things, like Hanlim Gym. I think one character from Hanlim Gym trains the main character from Study Group. And these are not that connected, but still cool. I wanted to get more deeper into that story one time. But I think I'm going to end it here already. We're going to hear each other in Kubara. I am interested to see how everything is going to connect. I love extended universes, like if there's not just one story. Lookism is just a thing of its own, right? Lookism is a thing of its own. That's correct. You can completely read Lookism by yourself. And you would, I don't say you would enjoy it, but you can completely read it by itself. The other stories, like, there's a story called Manager Kim. Manager Kim is a character in Lookism. So if you read Lookism and see the Manager Kim character, you can then technically read the Manager Kim story, and that's like his backstory. Like, everything in the Manager Kim webtoon happened way before Lookism. If you, like, Questism, for example, starts only, like, 300, 400 chapters into Lookism, but it's, like, not really... At this point, I don't have to say you need to read Questism to understand Lookism, but you need to read Lookism to better understand what happens in Questism. But you can understand Questism even without Lookism. It's just, like, you will appreciate it even more if you have read all of Lookism first. Same with Viral Hit. I think it starts somewhere around the 300, 400 chapter mark of Lookism, but it is not really connected. Like, Viral Hit has not... Some characters of Viral Hit also get mentioned or appear in Lookism, but it's not that they are important into the story that you need to read Viral Hit first. It's just like, if you want to know everything about the world and what's going on besides, like, the main story in Lookism, you can read these other stories, which I think is cool. So like comics, seriously, comics do crossovers a lot. Yeah, the American comics, but for some reason I don't like the art style that they use most of the time, and I think the stories are done. Like it's like the 50th Spider-Man or something. I don't know. Give me something new. But yeah, as I said, I'm going on the end screen. This is all for today. Thank you for being here. We're going to hear each other in Kubera or some other time. Until then, take care. Bye.